here's Amy Clark.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Well, this is weird. I've never really talked to anybody like this before.
Sit right up in the mic for me.
Sorry. I don't really know what to say. This is weird. Well, I'm standing, which is a really beautiful thing. I've had a hard time doing that for a while. But I've had harder times with harder things, like lumps in my head. I don't know why they're there, because the doctors can't explain why they're there to me. They just know they want to get rid of them all the time. And it came back again, which is a scary thing, because when you're young and healthy and somebody tells you that you have this thing in your head that could possibly kill you one day, but they're not really sure if it will or not, but we're going to give you this medicine and make you feel better. So you take all that medicine, it makes you feel better, and then they tell you, well, you got to go ahead and have all these tests, and it may or may not come back, and if it does, these are the things that we're going to do all over again, and so on and so forth. And the second time it came back, it was really scary, because it was only a year from the day from the first time that I was told that I had it in the first place, which is kind of a silly irony, don't you think? Seizures are a scary thing too, which I've experienced since I've had a brain tumor. I'm not an epileptic, I'm not diabetic, I don't have hepatitis, I don't have AIDS or HIV or anything chronic that would destroy the person that I am, but just hearing the words, you have something in your head that could kill you, and even if you don't hear the word cancer and they tell you have a tumor in your brain and they can't tell you that it's cancer, that's a scary thing. And they treat it like it's cancer, but they don't tell you that it's cancer. That's what doctors do. I have only had my medical ID since this March. I've never really smoked marijuana before, so I'm not a big smoker, but I eat it, and I put my faith in this man. I never even knew him. I talked to him on Facebook. So I put my faith in a perfect stranger that said, I'll give you this medicine from this plant that will get you really high. You might even experience astral projection sometimes. You never know. Outer body experiences. You just don't know those things. But I saw this thing on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. We put our trust in physicians when we ourselves can take care of our own bodies. We're given gifts to take care of ourselves. Having marijuana is a gift. It's not just a plant, it is a gift, because it's created smart people like Rick Simpson, who developed this idea of putting a plant and some naphtha in a rice cooker and rubbed it on some guy who had melanoma, and a few weeks later the guy's cured. I mean, isn't that amazing? And then other people started putting it on other things and had other ailments, and now, what do you know? All these people are cured of all these things, and here I am standing here, and that's a great thing, but scary as it sounds, I trusted this man, and I took this medicine that tasted horrible. By the way, it was horrible. It's like eating a plant. Who wants to eat twigs? And I literally said at camp one time, I want to eat twigs and berries. Who wants to really eat twigs and berries? Because they're really horrible. But I want to eat twigs and berries because twigs and berries make me feel better. They really do. I've had abnormal blood work for 2 years. I had my blood drawn a few weeks ago at the doctor, and I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell Sonny. I wanted to surprise him. But my blood work is normal.
100% normal in every category. Red cell, blood cells, white blood cells, normal hormone levels, no cancer markers, normal potassium. We're talking perfect blood work, people.
And this time around, I the medications that the doctors had given me at all. I actually stopped every single prescribed drug that the doctors had me on the day I started taking Simpson oil. And I've been taking opiates for 7 years because I've been battling issues from several surgeries I had from a horrible accident. And that's a killer. It's a bitch to be addicted to fucking opiates. And it's because of the government we're addicted to that crap. They tell you, here, take this, it'll make you feel better. And you take it and you're like, okay, well, it'll make me feel better. It does make you feel better, but then you keep taking it, and then I can't say I never abused them, like took a whole lot of them all at once. I never really did that. But I continuously took them for a very long period of time, and it took a toll on my health. And I can honestly tell anybody out there that if you take pain medications or anti-seizure medications, any kind of medications you take, and you want to take Simpson oil and stop taking those. If you get sick from taking the Simpson oil because you're taking prescription drugs, it's because you're taking prescription drugs, and the Simpson oil is telling your body, get that shit out of your system. That's the only way I can say it. I'm sorry to be so blunt. And I would say, excuse my French, but we're in a bar. But needless to say, that's great news about Uncle Pete too. And it's great news about anybody that you hear that has this brilliant medicine and this weed to smoke or eat. And coconut capsules, I don't know if anybody's ever had those before, but I started taking those too. And I have a spinal injury that I should have surgery on, but I'm never going to have surgery on it because I would rather live with this little bit of pain that I have now than have another surgery and have to deal with doctors and all that all over again. So if sometimes I can't walk, don't fret. It's just because my back hurts and it's raining outside. A few weeks ago, I will tell you though, I didn't feel very well. And I don't know if anybody has ever felt the way I felt before, but I have faced death quite a few times in my life. And I'm young. I'm only 38 years old, and I just turned 38 on the 12th of September. So I consider myself a young lady.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Amy!
Thank you. Thank
shot.
Sorry. Maybe water.
Side effects.
Yeah.
Good side effects.
The Simpson oil kind of gives you a sort of awakening, I suppose. I've always been an individual that has been aware of who I am and what I am in life, but the Simpson oil makes you a little bit more aware of what your body is and what it is capable of doing. We can heal ourselves. We really can. It's not just with the plant, but in Uncle Pete, and people have prayed for me, and people have sent me energies and Reiki healing, and anything that they have done. People I don't know have been doing things for me to make me feel better. And a few weeks ago, I can honestly tell you that I'm not sure if I would really want to be here anymore. Like, just the way I felt, because when you hear the word cancer and then it comes back to you again, it's a scary thing. People who have ever known anybody who has ever had a brain tumor, can anybody tell me that they still know that person today? Most people who get brain tumors die. They don't live. So having a brain tumor come back the second time is a scary thing, because people don't normally survive this. So for my blood work to be normal and to feel the way I felt a few weeks ago, it's amazing for me to be standing here talking to you guys to tell you that my blood work is normal, because that's a brilliant thing. And it's only because I took Simpson oil, and that's it. I didn't take any other drugs. I didn't do anything else. I just followed some diets. This fabulous man over here, Joel, has drove hundreds of miles for me just to give me Simpson oil because I was running out. I mean, who does people.
Joel does.
Yes, he does. And Uncle Pete, he has donated Simpson oil to me for the last 4 months. 4 months. Sonny and I one day in hope to return the favor to somebody and other people who need it too, because that's what we want to do, because I am a living, walking testament in front of all you people today that marijuana is not a very bad thing at all. I never really did think it was a bad thing, but it's not at all a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. And you should try it if you haven't.